It's closet conversions, culling and improving and alterations time.
Let's go.
We've been there before, haven't we? So I'm wanting to do the sale. We're building up to and getting everything on the rail. Other people are donating. We'll do everything to raise money for probably the British Red Cross. When I was doing this, I was looking at stuff for the summer that I think to myself, I put it on and then something stops me wearing it. Who's in the house but Azucena?
Hello.
It's looking fantastic. Now she can help me refine some old clothes and make them new again. Let's start with this. This is something where we all have this. We buy something on an impulse. I bought the Zimmermann dress and I kept putting it on. It's so volumey, it wears me. So it's like, where would I begin to take it in? Also, the waist was too high. So we're going to take off those loops, remove them totally. You see tent, and then we just want to go to kind of like that.
Nipped in.
Nipped in, you know, and not losing that lovely sense of what the dress is, but not making it wear me. Yeah, so let's pin it for that. But just to give you ideas, dresses that feel the volume's in the wrong place, can you take in the volume? Something might wear you because you're petite. Can you take up one of the frills? You know, if you were 5'3" and you bought a dress like this and you put it on, you felt it gave you volume. It could be the length was giving you the volume, and then going to there would give you breathing space for your sort of delicate ankles and your wrists to show more. You know, sometimes if a dress wears us and we're petite, we need to pull up the sleeves, showing this area, and we need to give a little bit more to the ankles. Pajamas that you want to take from the bedroom to outside the house. I got these in the Caribbean. They're linen, they're lovely. I'm quite soon going to my nephew's wedding in India, I hope, and I just want some things that feel linen-y. I never wear linen. And I only ever wear linen if it's a print, because it doesn't feel so creased. But these have a gentle scalloping, but I kind of want to do my half tuck, and then you've got this kind of uncomfortable thing. So I think we're going to take that up to this point, to take that line up so that I can tuck in the front, do the half tuck. And then what the other thing that makes things pajama is how much gathering is here. So how much can we just remove that gathering and make them flat at the front?
A little bit flat at the front.
And it won't make me bunched up at the sides?
Exactly, it will move flat at
It'll
the
move.
front.
So can you move then all of that round?
Exactly, yes.
And it won't give me a bottom with a nappy in?
Not really,
No.
And you'll still keep that gorgeous
Yeah.
print intact.
Exactly, keep the gorgeous intact. Now the other thing that makes them feel like a pyjama is the length, because that is a pyjama length. So what I want to do is to be able to wear a shoe like this, which is from ASOS. And if you have them with a little ankle moment on, it just makes you feel they're more daytime than if you have the pyjama length.
That's such a difference. Yeah.
And that just sort of feels cool, and this feels pyjama.
That's like
Nice.
purposely cropped. Yeah.
Purposely cropped. So 3 little tweaks to make these go out of the bedroom and into everyday life.
So would you wear that on the street?
Absolutely, I'd wear it on the street, and just maybe just on holiday. But I think, you know, I would wear that going to work with a nice like indoor-outdoor jacket. I just want to be more. Don't we all want to be a bit more comfortable?
We do.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, the trouser that doesn't suit you. All right, this Molly got for me in the Victoria Beckham sample sale because she thought purple trousers fantastic. We do always things for International Women's Month, and it just felt great. And I put them on, and the crutch is really not well made, is it?
It's not, it needs some work on the crotch.
Some work on the crutch. The thing that really killed me was this length, because we all know Victoria Beckham, she wears a stiletto, which is incredibly narrow, and so maybe she could wear those and not see them bunch up. But if I try and wear them with my kind of high heel, they're not wide enough, so they're always going to bunch. Do you see there?
Yeah, and that break.
That break is
so much
not nice, that break. So I was thinking, actually, do I just make them that crop trouser? So just to give you an idea, let me just put on a matching purple top, because I just realised I am totally naked in this one. I need to do up my flies. No, I was thinking, do up your flies, do up your flies. We need to take in the waist a bit, and then we need to take out the bottom.
Okay, yes,
okay,
please.
so let's do that, and then you can see it. Okay, really crucial, because too short, and you just lose totally the length in your leg, and too long, and you don't get the finesse of that ankle crop. We spend so long doing up and down on the length, and sometimes another trick is to make it a tiny bit longer at the back.
Yes.
So at the front, you get that sense of the ankle crop and the positioning, which should be just like the narrowest part. But at the back, it can come down a tiny bit so that you don't look, you know, and I think we've done that for 15 years, haven't we?
So many.
We did on so many trousers. So you don't lose the length of your leg on the back, but you gain the fun of the crop on the front.
Genius, yeah.
Good, huh? Okay, can't wait to see those. This is actually purchase I got this year, but I buy every year a Zimmermann dress. And Zimmermann dresses sometimes have a lining which is the same print as the fabric, and sometimes they have a white lining. And usually the white lining is quite thin, which this is, it's not too thick. But I still don't like under lace to see white. I prefer to see nude. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this slip and make it with what do you call it? Like
very light power net, we can call it.
Power net. So Azucena, you call it power net. So imagine tights.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's going to kind of cover the naughty bits and just, you know, not make you feel white.
Not too white.
Yeah, and you can do the same with tops. You can buy a beautiful top and it has a white underslip, and it kind of takes away from the beauty of that slight transparency of lace or really thin linen like this one.
Yes.
There's some belt loops.
Yes, there's a loop. It needs to be
There's
down
a
here.
loop which is up
It's
here,
too high.
and it's too high for me. So we're going to take the top bit of the loop and move it to the bottom. Because if you imagine, if you're long waist and you buy dresses like this, it just so many belts are too high. And the simplest trick is to move the top bit of the loop to the bottom, so that when you put the belt on, it then feels it's at your waist.
That's such a great tip.
You know, because I'm long-bodied and short-legged, I don't want to lower my waist too much, but it means that most dresses look high-waisted on me. For you, Jemima, you're very long-legged and short-bodied.
Yeah.
So in a weird way, you need to do bringing down the waist as well a little bit. So you're not looking like you're pregnant because your waist is so high.
Yeah.
You need to kind of push it down. So
And having like a thinner belt, I think
thinner belt.
thickness is an
Exactly.
important part.
And I need thicker
Yeah.
to kind of balance it out. Okay, great. Let's take that off. Next one. Susanna, this is for you, like going down memory lane, because we've already attacked this dress to try and make it work. All right. What did we do the first time round?
We just moved the skirt a little bit, we put some chiffon, but it never worked.
It never worked. And so I just feel, you sure it was this dress you did it with? Because there's no chiffon here. I think you did
No,
it
we
with another dress.
removed the chiffon.
So basically, it's still not working. And the reason I think it's not working is it has this really weird drop waist. And then I don't love the way you've got this very definite mark here. So we're going to make it a top.
Are you?
Yeah, we are, because it's like, whatever we might do, and we were discussing, weren't we?
Maybe
You could
not
put more
gonna
things in or take out some fabric, but the waist is too long, so we'd have to kind of do that, but then that's frumpy. We could tuck that in and make it like that, but then
The skirt is not even, so it needs to be.
when have I ever suited handkerchief hems?
No.
Never. I can't do a handkerchief hem, but it will make a glorious top because this is so
will.
pretty,
Yeah.
and I don't want to lose that, and the dress was expensive. I could make this a skirt as well, but I'm never going to wear a handkerchief hem.
So what are you going to do with the rest of the fabric?
We see. We
Should
can
we-
work it out.
We
maybe
can work
something
it out and
else.
do something with the rest of the
Yeah.
fabric. Could you make me a skirt with the rest of the fabric?
Yes, I'm sure we can do, because we are taking fullness, so we can adjust some.
Okay,
fabric
do you
at
want
the
to
bottom
try and
of the
make
same
this a
fabric.
skirt and top?
Yes, why
And
not?
work on them as a skirt
Yeah,
and
yeah,
top, because
yeah.
it would be very sad to waste this beautiful
No,
colour.
that's true, Trini. Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's see.
Right, let's see what's going to happen. Now, you know I'm always looking for something with sequins. Molly's always on a search because there's so many events I have to do and things where I kind of need to stand out. So she found the most standout piece of all, and this is from Balmain. It was on Net-a-Porter or
The
Outnet. It was 90% off, and then Molly used honey, which is what, Molly?
It's like an extension on your internet, which finds discount codes.
So she found discount codes. She got another 400 quid off.
Molly!
Molly, genial. So this is like, I can wear this as a dress if I want to with trousers underneath, but it's very Balmain, and I'm not a total Balmain girl. And a bit of it is that kind of, it's a homage to a trench. So it's got all the trench paraphernalia, and I feel I want to clean it up. And even though it's an integral part of the designer doing this, it's not me. We're gonna take these out. We'll take these off, and we've been looking here thinking, was it stitched on top of it? Because we don't want to mark underneath, and you
We'll
think it's
see,
stitched
Trini,
on top.
If we mark, so we need to put them back in.
Oh,
our
we need to
bags.
put them back. All right. If we don't have to put them back,
We
then
can
it's
make
just
them
a
flat.
cleaner sleeve
Yeah.
compared to the busyness.
Yeah.
What do you think?
yeah.
You know?
I know this sounds crazy, but
Yeah.
could they be collars for Lily?
Well, if she comes down, we'll find out. And then this bit, it's a little bit high, the waistband. Do you see? It's cut a bit high, but on the front it's fine, but on the back it goes up.
Yes.
So you're going to take that down as
Yes, it needs to be lower, Trini. Yeah.
Okay.
And these might seem tiny things, but these things on any piece of clothing you've got, so you might have a coat, which has a tie buckle, and you put it on, you always feel there's something slightly wrong with it, and it might be, are the belt loops at your waist? Because if they're too high or too low, it just makes the piece not suit you totally.
Yeah. I like how you tied it rather than buckled it up as well.
It's like you've got something like this, you need to sort of dress it down. The details of the most worn item in my cupboard this year. The colour I hardly ever wear on its own because it's a horrible colour, but the shape of the shoulder pad and how this works for me, it's just been such an eye-opener to make my shoulders broader and more importantly straighter, because my shoulders go down a bit, and an integral part of a neckline is how your shoulders sit, and we don't live in that Victoria sloping shoulder or the 1920s don't have a shoulder, just have a big collar life. And the more you sort of, your shoulder's like a coat hanger, the better clothes will fit on you, whatever your height or your size or your shape. This is really cheap, Zara, and I'm going to get it made in silk because I sweat in it. So you're going to make it exactly the same in silk, in like a nude. And then we're going to do a white, which I think I'll wear a lot. But then I thought to myself, how can we do a pattern for this so one day we can all have one? And I was thinking how clever this would be if it was always an undergarment and we made it out of the power mesh that Azucena's talking about. So it's this stretchy fitted thing, breathable, maybe just goes to here, like the COS fake shirts.
Yeah.
You know, so we're going to try and come up with a pattern for it and let's see where that takes us. Because it'd be really nice if everyone could have one. Oh, other little things like this. Joanna Hines gave me this coat. I'm not good with a drop shoulder coat. So 3/4 length sleeve and a drop shoulder don't work for me. But as soon as we might put a little shoulder pad in there, you know, it's just going to change the coat.
Yeah.
And then I'll put my little bracelets from my Tiffany bracelets and I'll just feel it has structure and it becomes a coat that just...
Yes.
You want to wear.
I want to wear it because I love what she did. I love the little pattern. I love the detail of the green.
Very
It's just so cool. Okay, this is another thing. I mean, it's such a beautiful skirt, but it's quite small. I bought it on eBay, but then we looked at it and I just felt it wasn't working. I felt it was really voluminous. So what did you say about it, darling?
So it just...
Because you might have skirts like this.
It's just to take some fullness and make the waistband bigger, because then it will make it look much slimmer on the waist. Because at the moment it's too full.
Yeah, because it's so fitted on the waist and yet I feel I don't have a shape.
So how do you make the waistband bigger? Do you take fabric from...
Is to add a bit on the waistband.
But like you're not taking the fabric from the skirt, you're just adding extra?
Well, I have to work it out how.
Okay.
She'll find
As a
some
secret.
magician's way.
And then just removing some pleats, because
It's going to be better.
So you take out the fullness.
Yeah.
Yeah, take out a little bit
Yeah.
of the fullness, yeah.
Does it have
And then
pockets?
It has pockets. I
Love
know,
a
it's
skirt with pockets.
It's a really great skirt.
Yeah.
You know when you buy something in the wrong size, but you love it? And I bought this because I thought I wanted it to be oversized from Essentials Antwerp a while ago. And it was, you know, there was either an S or an L. And I literally bought it. And I went out the shop and I just thought, I should have bought the S. And I remember Molly then said, Trinny, you should have bought the S, and then the S was gone. So this is oversized without purpose. So I think we're going to just take away literally like that and give it a bit more shape and still have the volume because it's such a pretty fabric. But it's just, this drowns me. Last one up. This is when I was swayed by Azucena. So she comes to me and she goes, Trinny, I found this amazing fabric. It's beautiful, don't you love it? And I go, I love it. And she goes, let's make a dress. And I go, yes. So we take something from a Zimmerman, a bit of Zimmerman, a bit of something else. But ever since it's been in my wardrobe, I haven't worn it. Now, it could be because I haven't had some event, because we haven't been to, you know, last summer we did a bit, but not much. And am I ever going to Ascot again or something like that? Or a wedding? No. NFI really to both. So, how can I wear it in my life? Because I feel it wears me a bit. What do you girls think of it?
For me, I love it, and the thing I would change would be the inside of the sleeve.
A little bit of the sleeve, I think. She's right.
Because, would we get rid of some volume? Just give me a moment to just make an interesting new concept in a sleeve.
Yeah.
You know, just can
That's
I just,
cooler.
but just something. I think this is too much, isn't it?
It's like another skirt.
Okay, but then it could also be even further up, because I think that is too long still and a bit old-fashioned, and it needs a sharp modernity to the dress. So it could be there's a cuff.
Yeah, yes.
I think might be straight
That would be
with a
nice.
deep cuff.
Yes.
Is that easy to do, Azucena?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's
you just
going
add a
from
cuff.
wide. Yeah, it's going from wide to narrow, which
I
is
think
easier
it's nice, I
than
think.
going from narrow to wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer your
Yes,
left
I think
side.
A
Yeah.
proper cuff there, and I think yes. Also, we keep the length of the
Makes it
waistband.
much more wearable.
It does make it much more
Very
wearable,
nice.
doesn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
We just over-egged the pudding. All right, darling, we're done. Thank you so much. This was a little moment to give you an idea of inspiration of things that maybe you've been wearing and you think, I want to reinvent how I wear it. I think a big thing, as Susanna always people forget, is trouser lengths. They can change everything. We can have trousers in our cupboard that feel old-fashioned because they just hit at the top of our arch, and by cropping them to an ankle, you're going to get a new trouser, and wearing it with a trainer, it literally would give you so much to a suit, you know, like
Yes,
old-fashioned suits. I want to talk now to the ladies who talk about retirement dressing, all right? And what can they do? Now, you want to just either put down your work suits or you want to make them cool and make them an ankle crop, wear them with a trainer, you know, do
Just
up,
little touches
push up,
on
yeah,
them.
little touch, push up the sleeve, wear a long sleeve striped t-shirt underneath, and it's a totally new outfit. So thank you, darling. We can't wait to
thank
see the
you,
results.
Jenny. Yes.
And next week we might be doing jewellery. We've got pink we're going to at some stage. 10 essential things that I can't live without. Layering dresses to give them a new lease of life.
Sounds great.
Fantastic. All right.
Thank
Bye.
you so
Have a great
much.
day.
Bye.